Hey, I'm Paul Sharp, and I help people transform themselves in 90 days or less by using the physical to tap into the mental, spiritual, and emotional. I help people figure out who they really are by pushing themselves further than they ever have. Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about rucking. Now, I wrote about rucking on my Instagram, which is paul.sharp.coaching. I wrote on there a long time ago, like 2017 or 18. I made a post about rucking, and I was wearing a weight vest, and I had taken great pains to find the ultimate weight vest, the ultimate carrier, something that I could wear that would be comfortable. And I had gone through several versions, and I remember again, 2017, there wasn't a whole lot out there, it wasn't a lot available, and it just never worked. It always sucked, and I always ended up coming back to just a plain old backpack and throwing some weight in it and then taking off down the road. Now, what we would do back then is we would take the backpack and I would get sandbags, the 15, 20, 25 pound sandbags you can get at Home Depot or any hardware store, and I'd wrap them with black industrial strength garbage bags and then duct tape that because you don't want it coming apart, which it will do over time. And I wrapped all that up, make it nice and tight, just airtight, and then I would put that in my backpack, and then I would carry the backpack, put it on, and I would go for a walk, and I'd walk for anywhere from 5 to 10 miles and just feel great. Come home, take it off, take the little bag out, set it on to the side, and then I can use my backpack for everything else I need to use it for. Then the events like Go Ruck, things like that became popular, and it was not that uncommon to have various companies making versions of rucks or weighted vests that you could then use to go ruck. And CrossFit was the kind of the motivator, or what would you call that? They caused people, they created this kind of sub business of people making vests so that you could wear a vest while doing pull-ups and running and dips and all that good stuff and burpees. And it got to be where it seemed like there was just weighted vests everywhere, and I was still having the same thing. I just couldn't get it right, man. Just something, usually around my ribs, like my ribs and lats, I would get like these weird blisters and all just kinds of stuff that just not comfortable. And the purpose of the rucks is you want it to be repeatable. You want to be able to get out there and do it every day or every other day on a consistent basis, so that over a period of a couple months, you start to reap the rewards of rucking. And if you go out there and you end up with these big giant open sores on your ribs or your shoulders, across your traps and all that, it's just not fun, man. And also the ones that were comfortable were just too light. I mean, like 5, 10 pounds, and not even a real vest. So I came out to Idaho, and I'm living in Idaho, and my wife is an avid backpacker, river guide, adventurer. She loves to get out and go on these hikes and go out to all these cool places and just get out there and just see what's out there. And that involves taking gear, taking maybe life-saving gear, for sure taking tents, things like that, all the stuff that you would need to sustain yourself if you got caught out by Mother Nature, caught unaware, and you had to sustain or survive for, say, 12 to 36 hours. Now, that involves a whole lot of stuff getting packed in your backpack. Some of it you want, some of it you don't, but you carry it all because you know what the rule of thumb is, right? You don't want to need it and not have it. So it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, even though you're trying to pack as light as possible, because ounces equal pounds and pounds equal pain. So you have to be really careful of that, especially in more austere environments. Say you're out in the desert out in Utah, or up in the mountains up in northern Idaho or in Canada, where it gets really cold, really hot, and everywhere in between. You have to be careful about like going too light, but also you don't want to, like, if you can cut your toothbrush down to like just a nub to hang onto and still get in there and do the work, then you do that, because maybe that's a couple ounces. So this is what I found for rucking. Now remember, with rucking, Rucking has been found through numerous studies to be less injurious than running and more beneficial than walking, and maybe as beneficial aerobically as far as zone 1, zone 2 go as running. There's a lot of research out there that goes back and forth, but from what I've read and what I've seen, rucking probably is the best thing you can do for yourself if you're looking for some good zone 1, zone 2 cardio that also has some benefits to your skeleton, your muscle mass, all that good stuff. Here's what I ended up with. Now again, back to my wife being this avid outdoors person, she said to me one day, I'm putting on my weight vest, and she says, why don't you just get a backpack? And I said, well, I've tried that. I've tried packs, I've tried all that stuff, none of it works. She goes, no, let's go to a professional and get you fitted for a backpack. You will never again want to do it this way. And of course, she was right. So we went to a professional and I was fitted for a backpack, and I immediately discovered how wrong I had been, how skeptical or cynical I had become because I spent so much money buying all these different weighted vests and packs and all this stuff, and nothing ever delivered as promised. And then I got fitted. So what I ended up with is a Osprey. So this is an Osprey Stratos 24. It's got some wear and tear on it. You can kind of see that. It holds about 24 quarts in volume, but it'll carry around 50 pounds. I've put some pretty good weight in here, and it carries it comfortably because it's got this thing. So it's got this chassis, as you can see right there. I don't know if you can hear me tapping on it, but it has a chassis. So it has this system that rides on your back. If you're not familiar with it, then I'm introducing you to it. If you are familiar with it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. This thing, it has hip belts, so it rides comfortably on your hips, so you're not getting those weird wear spots. It has, adjustable shoulders, so when you throw it over, it has the adjustable shoulder straps. It adjusts at every point. There's so much adjustability in here at all the attachment points, everywhere that it touches your body. But most importantly, I'm not going to take it apart, but the chassis right there that you can see, the professional at the store we went to, the outfitters, they had me put this thing on, and then they formed it around me. So they attached everything after it was on me. So after I had put it on my shoulders, I had put it on and I got it comfortable. I got the waist belt comfortable. Everything was where I liked it. And they actually put weight in it there. They had little sandbags. They put the sandbags in it. And they started to pull things and set things. And I was like, holy cow. It seemed to get lighter as they adjusted it. Now, what's that have to do with rucking? I ruck all the time now because it's not like I have to ruck on Monday and then wait until Wednesday or Thursday for all the hot spots to kind of clear up and go away so that I can ruck again. I can ruck every single day if I want to, and as a matter of fact, there are people in this area where I live who do things like the Pacific Trail or the Appalachian Trail. They do different trails that are pretty vigorous. It's a pretty hefty endeavor. They'll do these various trails, but they train here where I live. And I live right across from a large park where there's a big old training area, and people train out there all the time. And they wear these with all kinds of weight in it, and they just get out there and they just get their miles in, man, and they truck and they get it on, and you watch them just over the course of 6, 7, 8 weeks just shed the weight and get in shape and get ready. Their body calluses, their feet get tougher, their joints get tougher, and they're ready to go do it, man. Walk from one end of the country to the other, literally. And it just was something I wanted to share with you guys because I love rucking, and I can't stress enough how beneficial it is to us. So get one of these, get fitted, and get rucking. You'll love it.